What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you probably not the best, but hopefully not the worst weekly podcast for Black Desert Online. I'm here this week with my good friend Luche5i.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So we're going to be talking about, obviously, Lahn is a big thing this week. Everybody's been playing and give some thoughts on that kind of thing. I want to get Luche5i in here because he's a big-time life skiller. So give a little talk about things like that going on. And then just like we do each week, want to talk about like what kind of games we were doing, what I was trying to accomplish last week, did I do it, and then what I got planned for this week. And Luche5i will be talking about some of that as well. So we're going to jump into Lahn. That's what everybody wants to hear about right now. That's what's going on. So did you make one? Did you play one at all?
Dude, I haven't even made one.
Really?
Like I looked at the reward stuff for leveling up and I plan on doing it, but I didn't even make one yet.
The rewards for leveling up are like pretty good. It's like kind of free money, especially with how fast you can level one. And it's like to 55, and they're just like, hey, here's 40 million silver, like have fun or whatever. And then some stones and things like that too. But what you definitely missed out on, and I did link you in that, was the event on the pre-creation, like creating the lawn. And they gave, now I don't remember what the rewards were, but it was insane rewards. It was absolutely insane.
I guess it sounds like it was because I saw just every single streamer was doing it too for the pre-creation stuff.
Yeah, it was like, even if you're not gonna play the thing, you just make it, because they just gave you like, I mean, it's like horse flute, which is whatever, but then like, I don't remember, value pack, Comicil blessing, item collection scrolls, 60-minute item drop scrolls. So
Ooh, yeah, that is good.
3 sealed golden treasure chests with the keys, obviously, horse flute, 10 million silver, and then 3 of the item collection scrolls.
Oh my god, 3 chests, dude. Oh my god.
You can't do it now. You had to pre-create before the launch. I was like, dude, definitely do that. This is like free stuff.
Yeah.
But I was actually excited to play it because I'm watching like clips and stuff. I mean, the awakening stuff just looked really cool, and it just really reminded me of like when I picked playing Dark Knight as a main. Like a lot of the stuff was kind of the same, and now Dark Knight has kind of become like a mid-range straight up caster and no more like dashing in like kind of stuff, because nothing has super armor anymore. So there's that. So Lahn kind of looked like that, so I was kind of interested in it. But yeah, I played mine, and then I just I was questing on it. I actually got further in the main story quests with it than I have on my main character, because I hate the main quests. So yeah, got up to like ultimate, but I just wanted the inventory like increasing, so that way I actually had like decent inventory size.
Dude, it's good to do the questing is really good, man, because you get a bunch of energy and knowledge and all that.
That was definitely the thing, because like my energy and contribution are very low in general, like 154 energy and 185 contribution total.
Yeah, exactly.
But before leveling my lawn, they were like 140 energy and like 150 contribution. I mean, it was super. I did pick up like 30 contribution points doing the
that's good
on it, and you can do it on whatever character on the main store, and you keep getting contribution. It's kind of insane. So I mean, it's good. I did that. I kind of needed to do it anyways. I didn't get to 56. I got to 55, and I just kind of like, oh, okay. So in general, my thoughts on how the lawn plays. First of all, we don't have the awakening, so it's just incomplete. It feels incomplete. I'm seeing other people describing it as like really flowy. They're like, oh yeah, flow is really nice, and I kind of disagree. Like, I mean, first of all, they fly, so that's pretty cool. And the skill feels really good when you get it like the flow to like it's a glide or whatever. But I mean, it's so fast, and so you go so far across the map. So even when I was doing quests where it's like when you're in Helms or whatever, and you have all these giant mountains you got to run around and stuff sometimes. I don't know if you remember those quests, but the mountains out there are annoying. So you'd have to like circumvent all these giant things. And then I'm like, yeah, I would do that, except I'm a lawn. I'll just glide over everything, no problem. And you just like instantly get there. About it being integrated in Node Wars and stuff, like being able to dive into stuff or whatever. I don't know how much you're going to live. But aside from that, with people saying it feels really flowy, like it just flows together. Stuff they're just wrong in my opinion. It's super choppy. Again, it's not awakened, so it's kind of what like you can't really gauge it on that, because let's think about like, is my Dark Knight fun if I don't use any awakening skills? Like, no, it's awful. It's not at all. You think it is until you get awakening, and then you're like, yeah, this was stupid. So same with Lahn, it feels incomplete because it is. The damage output on it is again, because there's no awakening. Obviously, awakening skills do a lot more damage on like every class. But the damage output on it feels kind of like mid-tierish. But I've also been farming with the Ranger a lot, who's very high damage. So there's that to compare with. But yeah, I don't know, man. The skills don't feel all that like together, and even the grind is straight up like the combo that I ended up using is literally like left click spacebar, and you left click and then spacebar, and then that's it. Because they don't have those skills. Do not have cooldown. It uses stamina. The spacebar one does, I think, and the left click you can just spam in between it, and it's like good damage, whatever. So you just like, I mean, when you're like low leveling, whatever, and you have an actual weapon, you just like kill everything in a regular auto attack or whatever. So that doesn't matter. Once you get into like the 50s or you're at helms and it takes a few hits to kill things, yeah, you're just like left click and spacebar.
I mean, the most common comment that I was reading, like when I was seeing people talking about him, was that movement, like you're saying about like the gliding.
Yeah.
And then also that they're like, oh, this class is like trash, and I'm just like, I mean, dude, you don't have like Awakening is such a huge, you know, like what are they even talking about? But you know,
agreed, they're not wrong, it's trash, but you don't have Awakening. Like we'll have to see. And then like watching the videos, I mean, it looks cool. It looks like okay, it's gonna get what it's missing now for it, but I mean, we'll see. And they're talking about like a month before we get Awakening for a new class like that too. I'm like,
oh, okay. I haven't been around long enough to have like a class without Awakening yet. This is my first one.
Yeah, when I first played the game, nothing had Awakening, but I didn't even know what I was doing, and just played a Sork to like whatever for a couple weeks, and then I was like, okay, I'm done with this trash game. And then then when I picked it up again was I guess Striker had just come out, so Dark Knight came out before that and had already been out, so it had an Awakening, and Striker didn't, or whatever, or Mystic, I forget. Anyways, yeah. So on my Lahn, I kept going to Night Vendor and was like, just because I always do. Like I'm actually gonna do it right now when it comes up. I like buying sharps or hards or whatever because I just like stockpile 100 of those or whatever. So I go to Night Vendor, and he had a what did he have? A Laverto weapon bundle, like the box, which I did not know he could have. I thought he just like, here's weapons. You know what I mean?
I've seen it a few times, the boxes.
Yeah, so I got the box, so that way when the Lahn came out, I just put it on my Lahn and opened it. So I had a like Laverto, which I started people just like, or some people are so anti-Laverto, like, why would you ever get that spin? Whatever. I'm like, let me tell you something about Laverto. It's the easiest thing on the planet to enchant. It's so easy to enchant. It's not even funny. Like it feels like green. I understand it's like a tier between green and like other boss gear, being blue. Mm-hmm. But dude, I mean, if you just follow like decent fail stacks to it, like you just don't fail. It just goes. So I just whatever, and it was just for leveling, so it didn't really matter. But the reason I went with whatever I could get at that point is because otherwise I'm gonna have to start with like a trash weapon that's not even available. So I don't know that you saw it, but when it came out on Wednesday and everybody's logged in, like every pendulum that was going on the market was just like instant sold. Like you're having to bid on like trash grade weapons because people wanted to like make them and enhance them and actually like, you know, grind up real fast.
Dude, so, yeah. I went to Gaha's to do that daily over there. I put up what is it, a pendant you said, right?
Pendulum, yeah.
Oh, crescent pendulum, right?
Yeah.
I put it up on the market and it was pre-ordered for 7.1 million. Not even kidding, the first day.
Was that the Rosar out there?
Yeah, the Rosar one.
Yeah, it's at Kadri too, and I was gonna farm that, but like, man, Iron Mines is just so good, and Ranger's clear speed so fast. Every time I'm like, you know what? I haven't played my Dark Knight since I hit 61. Like I literally hit 61, moved my gear to my Ranger, and just started like grinding on that for money and stuff, and just the forbidden books are just it's so good. I have a hard time doing, but I wanted to go to Kadri do that, and I was like, man, I should just go get like a bunch of these Rosar weapons and even like enhance them or get an enhanced drop, and like these are gonna pre-order sell like crazy. But I didn't do it, didn't care, just stuck with my Iron Mines.
Yeah, I mean, money, dude.
Yeah, so I had moved my boss gear over to I actually have 2 sets now. Mine is, I don't have another helm, and I wasn't trying to do it on purpose. It was just like Night Vendor has this for really cheap, and I'm like, well, I can use that to like build fail stacks with like the Muskin shoes. Actually like came in handy enchanting or making like tri stacks and stuff with my bags that I'm using. And then I have a second pair of bags and whatever. But yeah, I put boss gear on the Lahn, did Duo, Laverto, and my offhand, actually I didn't even have one like for a while. Yeah, my offhand, I didn't even like use one. I just, whatever the quests gave me up as the Bastier or Noble Bastier, something like that. And I just ran with that, one shot at everything up to like helms or whatever. And into that. And I was gonna just go to 56, but they're not being an Awakening, and I just didn't care. And I don't know, there were bells all day when everything was on Wednesday and Thursday. There were just nonstop bells on like every
I know
people doing it. and I quested. I wasn't like, oh, let me hurry up and get this thing to 56. Like, why? It's not I don't care yet. It's not awakened. Like, I just want to
Yeah,
check
I
it
mean,
out.
if the prizes are up to 55, whatever, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I did. And I said this in my I do patch notes recap each week, and when I was going over the patch notes in my last video for it, the what they listed on the website was actually not what you get. It was the level 45. They also gave you like 3 sharps and 3 hard shards, and like it wasn't listed on the website at all, which I didn't
Oh,
realize. So I'm like
really?
reading, yeah, because I had just done it, and I was like, level 45 was really good. It was like 10 mil, those things, and some other stuff too, or whatever. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And then I'm like actually reading the patch notes, and it said you get like, I don't know, another horse flute in like 10 mil or something like trivial. And I was like, all right, somebody missed that. But yeah, so my overall thoughts on it flying's cool. I mean, it's useful. My thoughts with that were like, this is a great life skilling character because it's super, super mobile when you're like, maybe trying to run around or gather this or whatever. I'm like, that part's kind of cool. If you're
That's
doing
interesting.
gathering.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. And it's not as fat. So Ranger has a 10% movement speed passive at all times. So it's just faster than everything. Period. So those are already nice for life scaling. The Lahn has I think it's 2% total. It learns like 0.5% movement speed increase like at different levels, or 0.25 I think it is. So it learns those. So I think totally maxed, which it hits at 55. It gets the last one. It has like 2% base speed, so it's a little bit faster, just regular movement speed. But yeah, all it's the like gliding stuff, and then it has like a forward F skill too that's like a dash for. So you could zip around pretty quick with those, and you could go a really far distance if you wanted to too. So I don't know, life scaling thing. We'll see what the Awakening has, and yeah, that's my thoughts on Lahn. It's kind of trash, but it's not a full class yet.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was planning on this week. I wanted to start. I was actually thinking about going Tet on my weapon. So try try everything: Kudum, Zarka, and Dandy. And I was thinking about going first. I was like, let me go Tet with my Dandy, but then I'm like, I think it's actually better that you go Tet on your Zarka first before the Dandy. And the reason for that is if I go Tet Dandy first, right, it's like 8 AP increase, which it also is for Zarka, but the 8 AP increase is just to my Awakening weapon AP. Whereas if I increase Zarka 8 AP, my main hand AP goes up 8, but 30% of your AP damage is added to your Awakening from your main hand. So I'm like, I guess damage increase, it's actually better to do the main hand first than the Awakening. So didn't do it.
Isn't that backwards, dude? Like, you only get 30% of that enhancement, like what you just explained.
Yeah, to your Awakening damage. But my class now uses a bunch of skills from non-Awakening that were garbage and never used before, but now they're the only ones that have super armor or frontal
Yeah,
guard.
that's
So
different than if you're gonna be main hand, because like on Warrior, you're just like almost always awakened.
I mean, you're still almost always awakened with DK, but I mean, it's just different. I mean, the thing is, you're only getting 30% of that increase to your Awakening AP, but like it just seems like overall, it's not like you're getting 30% of your Awakening to your main hand. You know what I mean? On top of that, so if you're getting a straight flat 8 AP increase on one hand and a 30% increase on the other, I don't know. Maybe Ted Dandy's.
No, I mean, it matters if you're actually doing pre-awakened stuff. I'm just thinking in terms of Warrior, you're just not. Yeah, like you basically don't.
Yeah. You kind of don't. Anyway, was gonna do that, didn't do it. Was just kind of looking at it, and I was just like, I mean, I didn't know how much I was gonna like Lahn. I kind of don't really like what they did to Dark Knight right now. I mean, it's fine, but the class, it's just a very, very, very different class than what it used to be. And it's
I've heard that from a lot of people actually, that they really don't like where Dark Knights are right now.
Yeah, so it's not great, dude, and it's just like, I mean, it's still haven't, like, all the classes are kind of weird right now with so much removal of super armor and frontal guards, and I get they were trying to even it out to not give like classes like Striker or Mystic was ridiculous, like every single skill was protected previously, so I get it, but I don't exactly understand. Hey, Mystic has too many protection skills, so let's take all the protection skills away from everyone and just have like 2. I had mentioned before too, like the they did. I just don't feel like they had PVE in mind, like whatsoever. Like it's still fine. I hear other. I obviously don't have the AP to grind history or anything like that. So I mean, I've seen streams of other Dark Knights still able to do it, but it's a very very different. Like I said, Dark Knight used to be like kind of dash and slash in and out, and then you have some mid range, cast skills that are good damage or whatever. And now you just like you're not dashing into anything because you're gonna get stunned. It's not, your dashers are not protected. You can't. There's no like good engagement for it at all. So you're like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and spam my like distanced casting skills and look like an idiot. But that's like what you have to do. Even like farming Kadri is just it doesn't matter because they do 0 damage if you have boss armor. But it's kind of annoying when you're just like, doing whatever, trying to grind, and then all of a sudden, one of those the fighter dudes, like they have that stun attack, and then they're just like, hey, I'm just gonna randomly stun you, and you're sitting there for like 3 or 4 seconds, like, okay, great. And then of course they perfectly time it, so as soon as the stun lets up, they stun you again. And I'm just like, okay, 7 seconds of my life is gone because none of my skills have super armor anymore. Like, thanks, man. It's just annoying. It's like I said, it's playable, but I didn't pick the class to be what it is now. I don't think I think I would have played Ranger, although Ranger, from what other people say, is terrible right now. But I disagree. I think Ranger was like really really good after the first round of changes, and they kind of like evened it out a bit. It was probably too good for a while.
Yeah, it was definitely too good, just because of like getting there was a streamer posting his title is like 2 billion per day or something, and he actually made, I mean, he's playing like 20 hours, but he actually made it that day. That's grinding history on Ranger.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, man. Ranger's at it 58, just doing mines, but it's like Dark Knight is fast, and like your like teleport skills and stuff, get you around board. But okay, first of all, getting a flat 10% movement speed increase just running, that's all super awesome, which Ranger has. And then like all of it's, you can just spam like one skill, blow up groups, and just move so quick across the board. It's just really really good. So that one I could understand, like it needed to have some things taken away. And then of course the general public's response is Ranger's trash, time to reroll, which is what everyone anytime says when they're like, hey, we're gonna, they're like, well, this one skill we're gonna edit from doing 500 damage per hit to 480, and they're like, oh, trash class, okay, bless online win. Like, yeah, okay, all right, good job guys.
Dude, I'm just gonna like, dude, this might not be a popular opinion or whatever. I'm just gonna express my opinion on it, but I feel like they're doing a complete overhaul of the system, right? Like, it's not just a rebalance, it's just a new system completely, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like in terms of the following that the game has and all that, I feel like what they're doing is exactly what they need to do. Like, it has to be a completely new system, because like the following that Black Desert has, proportional to how good the game is, I don't think it's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think they're like, the game should actually be way bigger than it is because it's so good. The game is so good. And I think part of the reason that it wasn't like, or that it doesn't have more people playing it or whatever, maybe the genre, like, yeah, it has something to do with it, but the combat system before, like, it needed to get reworked, dude. Like, one knockdown, one stun into a combo that kills you, that's not a good system. Like, it had to get reworked.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think it mostly comes down to not having a test server is just ridiculous, because this kind of, I don't want to say back and forth, because it's not like they're implementing a change and then rolling it back, but it's just kind of like, I don't know how much internal testing is actually getting done. And what my original point with that was, I just don't feel like PvE is being balanced for it at all. And I'm just sitting here like, how doesn't everybody PvEs? You know what I mean? Like, everybody PvEs. It's how you make your money. Red Battlefield's cool. Open world PvP in this game, honestly, is just whatever to me, because
it's really not.
Yeah, it's not like Ion or something where you get AP, like it encourages you to PvP for a reason. Like, there's nothing to it. All you're doing is just like, hey, let me just kill this dude that's like level 51 on these mobs because I feel good about myself. I don't know.
I wish it was like Ion though, that they like incentivize the PvP. I guess they don't want like griefers and stuff like that, but it's, it's better to have like a rewarding system than to try to avoid something like a griefer, or something like that.
Right, but there already are griefers anyway. You get nothing
Yeah, I
for
know.
it. There's
Yeah.
all those guys are literally. I even on my lawn, dude. There's I'm doing the main story quest, and I hadn't done this on Dark Knight before. So it's like when you go to actually talk to the like Kamasil Temple, the fairy queen there or whatever, you know, to get all the fairies and stuff. So
Oh.
there's a quest or whatever that takes you there, and I'm like, all right. And I literally like, I'm at work. I'm just like whatever, auto running to like quests and stuff. So I don't know, I answer the phone or something like that and turn and look while I was standing in front of the fairy queen, and some dude was just like in stealth ninja or whatever, just like killed me while I was in front of this fairy queen because it's not a protected zone. I'm like, okay, cool, cool. I get like, what was that? It's the same mentality. Like you have these nerds that'll be in server chat and they're just like, haha, thanks for all the AFK fishers out there. You're all dead. And, like where people are fishing in non-protected zones. I'm like, why? Like, what did your mom never said she loved you when you were a kid? Like, what does that?
Dude, part of the reason I think it's like it's almost like a reflection of the type of game that BDO is, and then the type of game that certain players want it to be. Because, for example, like those people that are doing that and they're just killing people like AFK fishing, they want it to be, open world PvP and whatever, something like that.
Right.
And then on top of that, another example is like the people that are like, hey, looking for 4 more to leech scrolls or something. It's like those people just want to have dungeons and instances and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like there's no like leeching. Yeah, you might get one memory fragment or whatever, like randomly, like half the scrolls or something like that. But really, are you doing that? Are you doing like an hour and a half or 2 hours of scrolls just to get like an extra 10 frags or something?
Yeah, I mean, but we had talked about it before when we were doing it, and then it was kind of like, man, leeching's just annoying. So I did scrolls like whenever I needed to, and after getting like my boss gear all done and like hitting 61 and stuff, I didn't really enhance it. Also, I kind of stopped doing them for it. But now, like, I'm kind of like, yeah, I could put in a couple hours of just like dump 10 scrolls of mine, 10 scrolls of somebody else, 10 scrolls, you know what I mean? Sit there for a couple hours and just do it. Because it's annoying, dude, trying to get stuff for memory frags otherwise. So
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
yeah.
If it was more like, if there was more to it, or like a boss kill that wasn't just some dude you kill in like 2 auto hits or whatever, or like an instance dungeon or something for your memory frags or whatever, like, yeah, that's probably better.
So yeah, like the idea that I got for the scroll system, I think like basically have written this out to like kind of do a Reddit post or something about it, but I was just like, you know what, whatever, man. I don't know. Like I don't know if I should post it, but anyway, the point is like
didn't want to risk those downvotes.
The downvotes, I don't even, dude, I don't care, dude, but yeah, like the demographic, like I mentioned before about the players that play the game is like I think Black Desert is a great game, but it's like limited in scope. And what I mean by that is like the player base that's playing, like for example, I love the game as it is right now already, but I can see a very like large demographic of players that would not play Black Desert because there's no like community aspect to it, kind of like the people that enjoy MMOs for like friends and like doing dungeons with your guild and stuff like that in raids or whatever it is, like they're going to be drawn to other games. And I think that right now the way the scroll system is set up, where it's just like so redundant and like completely unengaging, because like it's not designed to be a difficult thing, it's designed to be easy so that you get mem frags, but the way that it's implemented, like people having to do 20, 30, 40 of the same like little events to get mem frags, like that's got to be like, that has to be looked at, I think,
Yeah, it's a bit trivial. I agree with that. The it's almost to where like, why am I doing this? If it was just combine these 5 books or shards or whatever, like shards or whatever, and just give me 5 memory frags. Like, let me just alchemy these books together or whatever. Here's 5 memory frags. Have a nice day.
Well, I get the point in terms of a game company, right? Like it makes sense for them to not make it so easy for people to get.
It's about a time sink,
Yeah, it has to be, because like if you did have access to you know, as many memory frags as you could buy, then you just finish your enhancements,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like that's not good for the game if people just have whatever gear they want super fast. I get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in
There's
terms of like the memory frag, like acquiring memory frags from scrolls, basically like to sum it up, if the scrolls were like a key to an instance, right? So then you could put together a group, and then the instance has difficulty levels, like in other MMOs they have difficulties, and then let's say the hardest one, so you want to go to a hard dungeon with like your guild mates or something, right? Let's say that the key to get in there is 5 scrolls. So then at minimum, you're doing, you know, if you have a group of 5, you're doing 25 scrolls per run at least, instead of doing like one scroll and then, all right, you pop your scroll again and people have like hundreds of scrolls to do.
right.
Like maybe, like obviously it's a rough idea, but like the thing that I wrote out was like, if a single player activates a scroll, then you just have the system you have in place right now, and then maybe like the Black Spirit will give you like kind of a pass, like once you do the instance for the first time in a session, then the Black Spirit will just give you option like, okay, you've completed it, then do you have any more scrolls, and then here's memfrags, you know what I mean? So at least the player has to do one. But if it's a group that activates, then it does like, you know, like almost like a ready check type of thing, where like, are you sure you want to activate a group scroll instance? And then you guys go into some sort of instance, and it's way more engaging than running 100 scrolls.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, the only I agree with you, but Black Desert's doesn't want instance like dungeons anyhow. That was like its thing. But
Well, why do you think that is? Is like, do
not
I
sure.
not know that because I'm new, or is that something that
I
like
mean, when the game was coming out, that's like no instances. Like that was a
oh, that was one of their like
I guess
I
a
see.
selling point, which might be a drawback now. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, especially in an MMO world. So that I like open world PvP. I loved Ion for open world PvP. I streamed it for years, and that I mean, I love that. And when I first tried out Black Desert Online, it was after watching like Korean PvP videos and stuff like I used to do in Ion. So I was like, oh, sweet, you know, and I'm like living the class. I'm like, this looks cool. And then like when you play the game, you realize, okay, that guy was just running around killing people trying to level, and you get nothing for it. So I'm like, all right, that's not it. But I also really like grinding, just in any game, and I always have. And the like grinding's just so rewarding in this game.
Yeah, it feels good. It really does.
It does. It's not like I can remember trying to like get money in Ion, and like depending on whichever route you're doing it. But if you're trying to grind, it was pretty bad. And then on top of it, it's like, you know, you're grinding for like 4 hours and you finally get one gold drop that sells for like 20 mil, and I'm like, sweet, man, that was great. Somebody else made 5 potions and got the same thing. Like, so yeah, I agree, dude. The only other thing too, though, because you're not that I participate in any of my guild's activities. In fact, like one of the officers or whatever was like, hey man, my family name, and it's Drinks. He's like, hey Drinks, what's your schedule like so we can see about getting you into the node board? And he's like, well, first, what's your gear score? And I actually don't recall what it is exactly on my Dark Knight because I moved my boss gear over and my accessories. They're on Ranger right now. But it's a 205 AP with Kudum and like I think 270 DP, something like that. Whatever. So I'm like, yeah, this. And he's like, oh, great. Yeah. Dark Knight, you should come out for our node wars. When are you available? I'm like, never. I'm like I joined this guild for the buffs, my dude. My stipulation was never ask me to do anything. In fact, this is the first time I've spoken in guild chat. Like, what is happening? But they do have, I mean, node wars, from what I understand, and I do want to try it out at some point when I'm not like doing my own thing or like in a money grind mode like I usually am. I want to try it out because I understand like that's the point to the game. Like later on is like the node wars are everything super fun, and that's where the people are talking about like class balancing and things like that I may not even understand because I don't, you know, do this like larger scale PvP thing other than like Red Battlefield. But so that's like a big thing. And then on top of it, when you're talking about like, you know, you go do a dungeon or something with you know, guildmates, you actually have guild quests and there's like guild bosses you can kill, and like I mean it kind of exists, it's just still not instance. So these nerds always go do guild quests. They're like, oh, we got to do this, we're on channel this, let's go, whatever. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna just kill some elites at Iron Mines for 5 hours, so have fun.
Yeah, that's 2 points that it's true. Like I don't have experience with that. Like the guild quest stuff and also the node wars and sieging and all that, like I haven't like just personally I haven't felt like joining a guild or anything until I actually kind of like complete my character, so to speak, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
No,
kind
I
of want to be
totally
ready
agree.
to, yeah.
Totally agree. And that's why they asked me, because they saw my Dark Knight, the 61, which it's been for weeks now, but I'm never on it. And that's why they asked, because they're like, oh, he could actually like, now I can actually like make an effect in Node Wars, whereas they invited me before. I was like, what's up, bro? You got +3 fishing and gathering? Yeah, let me get that. So it's like, all right, cool. And now that like actually want to have an impact. And this guild's not like crazy good or anything. We've gotten nodes a couple of times and lost them and whatever. But I do want to try that. I'm probably at that point where I want to, but I got hooked on enhancing this last week, which I was trying to anyways, and so I kind of got sidetracked with that. And I feel the same way, where it's like I want to be like soft cap or like Tet weapons tribe boss here or something before I what I mean, because I'm so focused on the development of my character, I can't get myself motivated to spend the time on. Yeah, so I was talking about, I had been thinking about going Tet weapons, and then I'm looking at my gear, and everything, my boss gear is duo except for my helm, which accidentally went to try early on. So and what I was saying before, where I'm like, I just don't feel good about playing Dark Knight. One thing for sure, regardless of how good or crap you think it is or whatever, it's not the same class that it was. It's so different. The playstyle is so different. The skills you use now. That's what I was like. Now I actually use some unawakened skills that I was like, I could have just unequipped my Zark. I don't know who even uses unawakening. Like, it was just silly before, and now it's just very different. I don't feel great about it, but they're still working on changes, so we'll see what happens. But that being the case, I really like Ranger. I'm not saying I'm re-rolling to Ranger. I'll never sell my weapons off my Dark Knight regardless. But then I was like, you know what? It might, if that's where my mind is right now, it's probably more beneficial for me to focus on things that could be transferred over, especially since most of the boss here is only duo anyway. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just start going try on these things. That way, no matter where it goes, it's still a gain for like any character, whatever route I go. So my goals for this last week was to get my Triceratops. That did not happen at all. I blew one up, so that was fun. A duo. I blew up a duo Seraps. I had a lot of fun with that. I still have one equipped. I had extra for it, so there was that. And I tried. I think I bid on probably about 15 more this last week, and of course didn't win them because those things always sell. So I'm starting to think maybe I'm just gonna bite the bullet and get the duo ogre ring, which is like double the price, but they don't. I mean, it's actually obtainable because it's double the price, and I easily have the money for it.
Well, double the price of what?
What the Triceratops cost.
Oh, Triceratops and duo. Yeah,
Yeah,
duo.
yeah. They're the stats are exactly the same. They're literally the same thing. It's just duo ogre costs more, obviously, because it's better since it's only at duo. And
Yeah.
obviously, tri ogre is where you want to get to in the long term. So thinking that, but then because I have like what 40 Shikatu steals, so I ain't getting that free duo ogre ring for a while.
Yeah, dude, I'm not. Like, people were
Right.
like, yeah, save it for duo ogres. Like, bro, I have like 30, dude. Like,
I
that's
mean, I will,
7
because
months.
I think like money wise, I believe that's like the best thing. Although tier 8 horse is semi tempting. But yeah, I think it's the best money for Shikatu seals, anyways, like regardless of that. But I mean, by the time I have the seals for that, I'll have blown up a couple duo ogre rings by then. Like,
There's probably gonna be new accessories and stuff by then, dude. That's
that's
what I
true too.
mean. Like,
That's true
yeah,
too. Yeah, for sure. Well, if there is, they'd likely revamp the
yeah,
Shikatu.
make it into something. Yeah.
Yeah. So not in a super hurry for that, but wanted to get the Triceratops. Been trying for that like a month now. Whatever. I mean, it's also minimal. Triceratops I need to do. I'm on my one ring that's not the 61 ring, is a duo Marcus Shadow. So that needs to go up. I'm missing 2 AP there, and then I have a duo which is earring. So and then the tri blue coral. So I'm at 9 on the duo. So I mean, the accessories all need to go up, but my boss gear is where I decided like, let's shoot for this. I'll keep bidding on my on the other things that I want to get in the meantime, and then like, let's do it. So as is the typical rule of thumb, you work counterclockwise on the boss gear, is what they say anyways. So
What does that have to? What?
No, it's just from where it is, first gloves, then chest, then helm, then shoes, and as far as like what they say order of importance is.
I see. I see.
I slightly disagree, because I think helm is last, even though that's the only one that I have it try. I think helm's less important than the shoes, but yeah, like I get the gloves make sense. That's your accuracy. Like it's just flat accuracy bonus when it goes up, and so I get that. Chest makes sense too. Like I get it, and then I think you're increasing ergons before you're doing your helm, whether you're Geath or Griffin. I mean personally, but
I'm
that's
pretty
what I was
sure.
just,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's fine. Like like counterclockwise type of thing, whatever,
yeah.
bro. Just like
Well, it's whatever. A gain's a gain, right?
yeah,
It's. I mean, it's minimal. If you're in a position already where it's like, well, I only have the resources to enhance one of these things. Like, okay, all you're gonna do is have a pry begs glove. That's what's about to happen. Like,
yeah.
you need to be like, when you're going for try stuff, man. I mean, you can get lucky. You know what I mean? There's so many people, their little anecdotes about, oh yeah, man, I single tapped it on a 12 stack to try. Like it's so simple. Like
Nice, dude. Yeah, nice.
great, bro. You hit that 4% possibility of them didn't blow it up. Like great, good story. So that must mean that 12 stack's the secret stack in this game that enhances it every time. So anyways, so I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's shoot for try. And I was just like, I have like 2 bill worth of silver in sitting. I had been stockpiling hard stones and sharps. I would like, should I just look at it, but I had like, I want to say 68 hards when I started, and I have 19 now. I've since picked up more. I have another 30.
Wow, that's a lot, dude.
Yeah, so it was bad. It got pretty bad, but I have 4 tet stacks ready now. It was unlucky. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I had at first was like kind of optimistic, and I'm looking at the percentages even at like, because people are like, oh, I start 32, 35 for try, and I'm just like, dude, I have so many resources for this. Like I don't actually need to, and I have a bunch of 30 stacks already built. So I'm like, I could blow something else up. I have like duo grunnels and stuff. I'm like, I could just like low end attempt these, and they either go and then sell, or like they blow up to build the stack that I need. So I was starting at like 32s and would run it up to 45, and I did that 4 times, and it didn't. It never went try. The building the duo stack was whatever. It's actually really easy. I was clicking duos on like 20 stacks, because when you fail, it goes back to pry, and I would just like click real fast, make a 20 stack, boom, duo. And that wasn't a big deal. I think twice it pushed past up in the 30s trying to go duo, which is whatever. Now I did another tri stack. So all in all, I have 4 tet stacks now. I have 7 tri stacks still ready, and then I don't know, infinite, like anything below that still built. It didn't go. It was super unlucky. The only thing that really like hurt doing it, I mean, the shards or whatever, that's what they're for. And I now a couple days after doing this, I'm left with still have 21 sharps, which didn't change, and then I have what is that, 49 hards total. I mean, it's like 30 of the concentrated they're already made, and then 19 of the hards. But yeah, so I could still do it, but it was just like I had told you before, I felt bad, not like bad, like, oh, I'm sad or I'm in a bad mood. It was just like, oh, like I said, like grinding so rewarding in this game. Failing enhancement for an hour and a half is not rewarding. I mean, it was nothing. I mean, I'm like, this, it's just money, like whatever. This is what I grind all the time, so I don't necessarily care there, but just never getting it. And I'm like, it's pretty unlucky to build 4 tet stacks off of 1 piece. And in my head, I'm like, I'll probably do begs, and then if that gets there like quick enough, I'll go ahead and we'll make a shot at the dim tree as well today. And then I'm like, nah. After just that black spirit cackling at me after every blown up begs.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe your mindset is you're kind of like in a tilted mindset, because building 4 tet stacks off of 1 piece is like, that's probably like average, dude.
You think so? It wasn't. Here's the thing, I wasn't tilted at all, and I was fine with it, but I stopped where I was, one, because I had to go get, only had like 80 memory frags on me when I started.
Yeah, that's gonna, you'll deplete that super fast.
I did. I blew through all 80. They were gone. But that being said, I mean, I have scrolls of books that don't expire till like Wednesday, so I don't even know, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have like 8 scrolls, right? I mean, I have frags to get it, but it was like, do I really want to like? I just hit a point where I felt like I'm not tilted, but I'm going to be. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go out here, run all these stupid book scrolls like right now when I don't even feel like doing that, just because I need the memory frags to keep pushing this and then blow it up again.
Dude, I absolutely, look, I'll tell you, since you told your story, look, let me tell you mine, dude.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little tip there. So here's the tip, basically, what I'm learning. So, like, you're saying you don't want to go do the scrolls and stuff in the middle of enhancing for the mem frags, right? That's absolutely correct, dude. Like, now I've learned since I forced +3 traders costume like 2 days ago or something, right?
Hmm.
Now what I've learned is you want to just have everything set up for the enhancing before you start, dude.
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I said I was just stockpiling, hards and sharps. I mean,
Yeah, you just
better.
don't like every time I had to go to Velia, for example, because like I have my stuff in Heidel and whatever, I'm like getting like if my tilt level was like 2%, going
Right.
back and forth to Velia is like plus 10% every time.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
towards the end of it, dude, I was just like, dude.
Yeah. Even that, I set everything in Altanova, like everything I need in Altanova. All my characters are there, so I can swap over and build
Yeah.
stacks or whatever. For sure. But I need to go do the main story quest so that all of my characters can enhance. I haven't. So I've literally taken like level 13 dudes and just had them no horse run out to Altanova from the start or whatever. Didn't do the quest. I'm like, oh, I can't even enhance.
Yeah,
I,
you
so
only dude, it takes like 5 minutes, dude.
I know, dude. I just didn't do it. So I have max character slots, every freaking class built, and I only have 5 characters that can actually like enhance and have stacks. I mean, it's whatever. But then when you start hitting like 40 stacks and stuff, and you're buying these like 3 mil little book things to like save the stack, I'm like, no, we're done here. Like
It's
that's not
getting
happening.
yeah, I mean, I think
It's one thing with when the enhancement event that when they first started dropping the enhancements, which they reduced the rates, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
reduce the
They
rates on what?
the enhanced gear that drops the
Oh, it's
weapons and
yeah,
armor.
yeah.
Yeah, they
I've
didn't.
noticed from just
Oh yeah,
grinding, yeah.
they didn't actually say it, but like I'm just like looking. I'm like, yo, there's been multiple times where I'm coming back with nothing, no enhanced gear drops at all. Like, and that never. I was coming back before with like 60 mil worth of enhanced weapons at Kadri
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's crazy, which is a good thing because they were unsellable before, and now they actually do. Like getting a plus 14 Gruntle at Iron Mines is like so good. I
Yeah,
keep them,
Gruntle,
but
dude, Gruntle's like the best thing in the
yeah,
game to sell, dude. It will
yeah,
always sell.
yeah, and honestly, anything plus 14 it will sell, and the 13s will not. Like I'll build fell stacks off it to 13 and then just have it at 14. Then when I pick up stuff to repair stuff, you sell it at 14. It will instant sell if there's not like if anyone else is enhancing, those 14s go for crazy. I honestly keep them myself because it's just so easy to build a 20 stack on having a 14 anything, and Gruntle's always there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they did nerf the rates quite a bit. They just didn't say anything about it, which I'm happy about. So the marketplace didn't completely crash for that stuff. Okay, when the enhancement event was first starting and it wasn't permanent yet or whatever, and so the rates were higher and they're dropping, crazy enhancement stuff. I just like kept everything because it wouldn't sell on marketplace regardless of what it was, since everybody had so many of them at the time. So kept everything and just built like I don't even know, like 12, 20 stacks or something like that. I was just like, it's so easy with all these 14s. It's like it's almost free. Like you're getting so many blackstones when you like disenchant these things, tons of blackstones, and then you're getting all these like 13 and 14 weapons or armor or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, this is free 20 stacks to like just build with whatever. So yeah, when that event was going, I just stacked up. I really don't know how many. It was a ton.
Man, I should actually make a bunch of stuff. Like I haven't done that. I just make
Yeah.
them while I'm enhancing, and it's
See,
like, yeah,
that's what it was going with. Part of what is this? Oh, Sissel's necklace on the night vendor for 63 million. It is
nice, dude. That'll sell for like 20. So
yeah, it's 20. Nice night vendor. Yeah, so that was part of it too. What I'm saying is having the resources ahead of time, not just the stones and the sharps or whatever, not just that stuff, but the memory frags, and for me the fail stacks. Like I want to have a bunch of fail stacks ready to go.
that's the best way to go for sure,
yeah.
dude. It's so good because it also like I'm not sure. You know when an enhancing session is like going badly, I think it's almost affected by your like state of mind too, dude. Maybe you just start clicking on lower stacks and you don't notice, but it just goes really bad super fast. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
especially when you're pushing try. I mean these things lose 10 durability when you're clicking that each time. So
yeah, that's the thing, dude. Like so 10 durability, if you just equate to money straight up, is 7.5 mil.
Yeah.
So you're losing the stone and 7.5 mil every time. And that's
like 10 mil. Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Yep. And of course the other side of that is oh well, you get you get a stack, like whatever, you failed, so now you got a tet stack, like cool, all right, that's fine. And then I did it again. I'm like, okay, two tet stacks. Do I want to go tet weapons? Let's see here. And then after 4, and I'm like, there was like a split second where I'm like I said, I knew I was hitting the point where I'm gonna get tilted, so I was just like, that's fine, we're done. Let's go to Iron Mines. And for a split second, I'm like, do I just grab my DK and just like, there's like a 47 stack. I still have a 56 stack chilling that I've had forever.
That's a good stack for Tet, dude.
That 50. Let me tell you how I made that 56 stack. You want to talk about tilted? When I first, before I like actually even looked up a chart on enhancing, like didn't actually understand it like early in the game. So when I got my Beg's gloves, okay, and I was at plus 13, which is the hardest enchant on the planet. I don't care about people talking about how hard pen is. Plus 13 is a nightmare. So I'm at like plus 13, and you want to talk about tilt. This thing never went ever. And so I'm just like, whatever, dude. I straight up, it's not going. I'm annoyed. And then you're supposed to stop like 20 or whatever. I just kept clicking. I'm not even kidding you. I just went like clicking on this thing. The freaking Black Spirit's just laughing his ass off, just chuckling at me like, look at this nerd over here just clicking away. And I'm like, dude, I was so pissed. And I just kept going. And then I'm like, I halted at 50. And I'm just like, okay, this is an insanely high stack and it's plus 13. Like, what am I doing? And I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, I don't care. This is going to go to 14. I don't care if this becomes 100 stack. We're just going to do it. And like, so I stopped at 50, thought that. I'm like, yeah, screw it. This is not even a 50 stack to me at this point. This is just my plus 14. I don't care what the number says. And so then I'm like, click, I'm at 56. And then I'm like, no, that's stupid. This is real dumb. I can make.
Yeah, that was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have that stack chilling. That's going to be my lucky stack someday for something. But yeah, it also like, well, it caps. So that's the other thing too. When you're at the cap percentage, like, why am I still clicking this? You know what I mean? Like,
actually, there's an interesting point there that some players. So here's the thing, like you're saying. So the percentage is capped once you get to, let's say, 25 stacks on 13 and 14 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what it is, 25.
Yeah, I think it is. But it's not actually capped though.
But 14 to 15 or something is 25 too, whatever. But what do you mean by it's not capped?
Well, it's a soft cap. So those percentages, and I don't recall what it is on 13 to 14. Is it like 20% or something like that when it is capped? Like, and I think it's 25. I think you're right about that. But it's soft capped. So first of all, we don't have definitive evidence.
Yeah,
like
of course.
Early on data mines, which might not even be as relevant now. But it's soft capped, which means so the max percentage is 25%. It's a flat rate. It's like 5% at base, no fail stacks. And then it's like 1340 is like a 0.25% increase per fail stack. And then caps at whatever it is at 20% or 18%, something like that. It doesn't actually cap. It's just that once you hit that point, the increase in percentage is almost negligible. So it does go up, but it's way below what each fail stack increase prior to 25 was. Let's say it's 0.25% per click. Once you hit 25, it's not 0.25% click. It does increase, but minimal amounts, so that it's considered a soft cap. So it's not actually a cap. But
well, how do you know that though?
That was from early data mines, like early on in the game. That it was, but it's also a lot of it's speculation because you can't really know for sure without like,
yeah, there's like no way to know.
You can't have definitive evidence, so it's obviously heavily based on anecdotal, but as with anything in this game, there's not a cap to anything. So it kind of makes sense. Like, yeah, like
I don't know about that, dude.
I think so. It makes sense.
Well,
I can't see.
Here's the thing.
It actually doesn't matter if it's minimal and we're talking a percent increase per click after your soft cap anyhow. Like, it's not going to feel like, it doesn't matter. It could essentially just be the cap.
Yeah. So anyway, the point I was making was like, so everybody knows that either there's a cap or it's soft cap, like you're saying, but the percentage is pretty minimal. I think like even at max stacks, it's something like 15% possibility to go up.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? So what I've seen, like this tactic that some players have been employing, which is pretty cool. So if you have an 85% chance for your click to fail, which is what we're talking about, then they use like plus 14s on, for example, boss gear or something like that. And they just use those stacks to be able to push their stacks that are like kind of like in between, you know?
Yeah.
So like
exactly
if you,
what I was doing.
yeah, like if you have, like you're saying, a 50 and you don't feel comfortable clicking a tet on 50, you can actually use the 50 on that and click it until you're comfortable at, like you're saying, 56.
Mm-hmm.
So they
Yep.
use those plus 14s just to like push stacks instead of like trying to have them go on super high stacks. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's literally exactly what I use my spare boss gear for. Was exactly that. I have blown up the my duo red nose like I don't know how many times on purpose, just to push it to like a little bit. Like if I'd be at 30, I don't really like doing try at 30. Although the percentage, I don't recall what it was. It's not bad.
I think it's 20% at 30
not,
stacks.
Yeah, it's not bad. So, but I just didn't feel good about 30, so I would do it like 32. But I'm like, all right, let me just push whatever here, bump it up to a 33, and then start it. Even though I already had the 30 like built, I could click it on it. But
I actually have been subscribing to that idea more about using just like not going with like minimal, percentage. It's not minimal, but because 20% isn't awful, but then again, a 1 in 5, that's not great,
Yeah, well, I mean, for this game, that's that's pretty common. Yeah, but I agree entirely. Like it's even in some cases, like it's just to make me feel better about it. Because let me pull this thing up and we'll see. So at try, it caps at 27%, which is at 44 fail stacks.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was running. So it's a 5% base with a 0.5% increase per click on it. So you're talking 15% at 20. Yeah, so 20% at 30, which is, and then it caps at 7%. So I mean, it's not bad, but I mean, so what did I do? I started them at 32. So I literally was like 20% is not good enough. Give me that 21% before I click this, But you're right. It's greater than 1 in 4 versus 1 in 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like if you expect if the enhance is a 1 in 5 chance and you expect to fail 4 out of 5 times, you might as well fail on something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and just give yourself a better chance on that one. It just makes sense to do it that way. It's it's a good way to do it.
Hit 30 and then blow up my red nose, and then then go ahead with the one I'm actually trying to enhance. Yep. Yeah, I failed that miserably. Lost a bunch of money. I'm ready to do it again. I might. I can't really stream, but I might do like I might record it when I try to do it, and just thought behind it. But I got plenty of stuff. I just have to go get my memory frags. So one of these days this week, just knock out all these scrolls and call that a day. And we're gonna get try. That's the goal for this week. We're going to try on at least one boss piece, if not 2. I'm also like optimistic, like when when it's bad, it's bad, and when it's good, it's good. You know what I mean? So I have this feeling of like I have too many tet stacks already, so I'm just like I had this optimism. I'm gonna get the tri bags, and then I'm like sweet, and it won't be that difficult. It won't be 4 tet stacks difficult this round, and then I'm gonna jump right into my dim tree, and it's gonna be fairly painless.
I mean, I had that attitude when I was going like try on the weapons, and you saw it when I was actually streaming it. I'm like, dude, I feel like this is gonna be so easy, and it was just like a couple of clicks, dude. It wasn't even hard.
Yeah. So this week I'm getting this tribe bags. That's gonna happen. There's no doubt in my mind that's happening. So we'll see how that one goes. That's what I'm shooting to do. Keep building up some money. I'm sitting on 2 bill right now, which is the most I've had in one time, and it kind of feels bad having so much money because it's like it feels wasted. If that makes
Dude,
sense.
I'm telling you right now, I have been spending like something like 100 mil or more on materials every day, dude. Yeah, like my money hasn't moved. Yeah, my money hasn't moved in like 3 or 4 days of me. Like I'm still making money, but it's just been the same because I'm spending so much every day.
Yeah, no, exactly the same for me. Like as we're talking, I'm literally buying hard black crystal shards off the thing just because I just do that. Like,
wait, you buy those? What?
Yeah,
why?
Yeah, just to stack them up.
Dude,
I can ever have too many. I don't.
Have you ever heard of gathering? Yes.
No. How do you spell gathering? What is that? No, I play this game. I'm either. Well, first of all, I play this game AFK Fishing Simulator. Let's be real. That's one. But no, when I'm doing, I mean, I'm just grinding. I'm grinding up. I mean, every single day, I make sure I make at least. It used to be 50 to 100, but now I do 60 to 120 every single day.
That's good.
make sure to make that. But then I spend it a lot. Like I was saying, it feels bad having so much liquid money to where I'm sitting at the broker right now, just like memory fragments went up. I'm like, sweet, that's one more scroll I don't have to run if I win it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually
Because I'm just sitting on this money. It's not doing anything, just hanging out there. And then I have been bidding on trying to win when they go up the Tet weapons, because I'm like, if I can just, I do have stacks and stuff, but like 1 billion to just get one off the marketplace, I'm in. Like I'm in. Sign me up. Worst case, I can try and make the other one Tet and build stacks or whatever. You know what I mean? Like a backup or something. Worst case, if I only had 1 billion, I don't think that would be a great investment. But I just have so much. I'm like, this is whatever. I got to do something with it. And enhancing is going to be most of it, I'm sure. So why not just buy the resources?
I definitely think it's a better, like it's a good outlook to do something with it and not just. I mean, it depends. Like if you just make so much, then you have some left over. It's whatever. Right. But
yeah, well, I make close to 1 billion in a week if I'm actually like grinding and doing it. Whatever. I mean, grinding is so lucrative to do it, and I love doing it. So I'll crush it, and then I'll have an hour where like I'll be at Iron Mines for an hour, and there were a couple times this week where I hit like 15 or 16 books in an hour, and I'm just like, this is so good. I'm like crushing it. It's so good.
And books went up so much. Did you see that? Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a video on it this week. I was mentioning earlier. So I have, aside from all the money I have, I also have purchased, I don't even know how many. I'm on my Stork right now, and she is covered in Ancient Guardian seals right now. So that gold chest event that was out, these are usually 14 mil. These things crashed down to 7 mil. I think I told you about it, but these crashed down to 7 mil. I bought every single one that was at 7 mil, all of them. So I have like close to 30, I think. And then same with the polished alchemy stones. Those are supposed to be 18 mil. They're crashed at 15. Buy them all. The black spirit crystals, which are usually 9 mil, they crash down to 4 mil, because anything that has an event that gives out, everybody just instant lists it, and it just bombs the marketplace. They either don't sell at all, or the price just crashes. So as we're saying that, 30 Ancient Guardian seals that I bought at 7 mil, the price on them right this second is 12 mil, and I'm still gonna wait, because I'm gonna wait until, I don't know if they're gonna have an event where they give these things out again, because they frequently do. So I'll probably list them on Tuesday and sell every single one of these for something like 13 or 14 mil a piece. And it's just like, hey, stock market for BDO, it's like,
yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like, that's a good way to just get free money.
Yep. That's my life skilling. That's my passive income. It's just, and I have so much money. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, I have all this flipping money I'm not doing anything with. Like, I will invest it in buying things that I know will go back up. They are always necessary. People buy those seals to melt down when they can't win sharps off the marketplace or whatever. What's your game plan for this week? What's the outlook?
Okay,
some fish or something.
I mean, I need to get Artisan 2 trading. That's because I've been like having my dudes make crates forever now, so I can do a big turn in and actually get Artisan 2, which opens up a lot of value for me. But other than that, I was basically thinking about I basically do enhancing. Like, I don't do like huge enhancing sessions. I just enhance, and it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna get this piece better, and usually it's like a couple clicks and it's over. You know what I mean? So I was thinking about, I was actually thinking about like you're saying, going for Tets on weapons and all that pretty soon. But I don't know, like I've been focusing, I haven't even looked, for example, on the marketplace or anything. I haven't looked at anything like accessories or gear in like weeks, dude. I've been focusing just on life skilling and making money.
Yeah.
That's why I made the +3 traders, and then like I made cooks a while back. I want to get my alchemy outfit higher because I need to take that time off of alchemy. So, like I might enhance some gear, and then also I'm gonna hit 61, so I'm getting that ring, so that's good. And then probably another topic for another time, but now I need to re-roll the skills on my tier 8 horse, because I've already spent $20 right when I bought it.
I didn't know you got a tier 8.
Dude, yeah, I bought it yesterday, dude.
Oh, okay.
I've already spent $20 re-rolling skills, dude, and it doesn't. So I snap bought it when I saw that it had the S instant excel and sprint. So I'm like, okay, this is a good buy. I'm just gonna buy it. And then those were the only 2 skills it had, dude, to be courser. Literally, only sprint and essence and excel.
Tier 8
So,
has a lot of requirements too.
dude, it doesn't, like, I can't, while I'm writing it, right, I can't even use the S instant excel without regular instant excel. Yeah.
Nice.
So I was like, well, I have to re-roll these skills, dude. I have no choice. I'm already $20 in. It still doesn't have instant excel, dude.
Wow.
And literally, like, the thing is, this horse might be fine because, like, I'm putting those hope stacks on the other S ability it needs for courser, right?
Mm-hmm.
But really, I only want instant excel anyway, which is a normal ability. Because with S instant and instant, you get 2 dashes basically. So it's like so fast compared to a tier 7, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, basically on the top of my list is get my horse to be better because that makes it so I can travel, you know, if I have to go to any of the workshops I have running or like whatever, it saves me so much time to actually have. That's why I bought the horse, you know? Like I kind of want to go for Dream Horse too, you know what I mean? Since I have materials from gathering and all that, but first I need instant excel basically on the horse.
Yeah. I mean, if horse for me, I don't move much, right? So I'm based out of Altanova with my stuff, and I mean, I can go out towards the desert right there from there. Of course, I live in the Iron Mines.
Yeah, Iron Mines right there too. Yeah.
Right. So I base out of that. So I don't move a whole bunch. The horse to me is like nice to have. I have a tier 7 that I bred. I'm going to breed. I almost just rebred the ones that I bred this tier 7 with, but I don't want to. I want to level up this tier 7 first, and then and breed that with my female. So like the percentages for a female tier 7 is better. And then, I mean, I'm just kind of doing it passively, really. It's not like,
yeah,
I don't need it. I mean, as long as it can sprint to Iron Mines, I'm solid. Like, but it is nice to have. And the you know, the what are they, awakened coursers or whatever?
Yeah, the Dream Horses.
Dream Horse, yeah, those look cool.
I mean, you don't need a Dream Horse, dude, but
no, I know.
yeah,
that would be something to do after, you know, if I was at a point where I'm like, okay, I'm soft cap like with it. Let me focus on get me a unicorn or whatever.
Like I don't really care that much about the Dream Horse, but it's better. Like I feel like it's better to just save those things you get. Like I've sold so many of the hoof root thing, the blue hoof roots and all that. I've sold so many, and I might as well just save them if I have a tier 8 anyway. If I'm gonna try to get it, like
the pure forest crystal thing or whatever. I get those at Iron.
Dude, I actually got.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I got a pure forest breath at Naga's, and I was like, dude, is this a glitch? Like, because Naga's, it's not in the drop table, but apparently it can drop anywhere, maybe.
Yeah, it's not on the table at mine's, and it just drops wherever.
Yeah, that's the first time I've gotten one.
Polyforest, I think I got one there, and then I'm always in mine, so I've just not commonly, but I've gotten.
Yeah, they have to be 10. Like super rare, yeah.
So I think that's gonna be it for this week's podcast. I think we're gonna shoot for those goals for this week. Next week, maybe get into a little life skilling. See that we got Luche5i, the expert life skiller.
Dude, are you trying to like debate your viewers and stuff, dude? I'm not like Micken, dude, or Biohack.
No, dude, you're the king, the life skilling.
I'm not the king.
You're the king. Here's the thing, right? If my life skilling is the extent of let me grind down these stones that I get from Iron Mines every day, that's my life skilling. Okay, so if anybody that's doing like cooking and running around this and boxed, I don't even know what a crate is. If people doing that's the king. That's it. So
I mean, all right. Well, I guess I can just try to make a bunch of money this week and actually like come back and.
Do you know what happened to my workers that they were working? They overnight fishing, and so I had to like refeed them or set them up like Thursday, and I didn't, and they haven't been working since then.
Oh my god.
And I have the beer and I can do it. I just don't care.
Nice, dude.
I care. It's so annoying to me, which it literally takes 30 seconds, and I'm like, yeah, well, whatever. They can have a few days off. They're on vacation, I guess.
All right.
No life skilling. Anyways, so maybe we'll get into some of that next week. Talk about that. Maybe I'll start doing life skilling once in a while. Probably not. But we'll see. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. You got anything to add, Luche5i?
No, that's it. I'll try to live up to this like very prestigious title you're trying to give me, but I probably won't. Yeah, I probably won't, dude. But
hey, in my eyes, dude, if you make like a chicken meal or something, that's king of life skills right there.
Nice, dude. Nice.
So that's gonna be it for this week's podcast. You can catch us next week. I'll have Wednesday's patch notes recap. I'll have that up when that comes out Wednesday. And I've got a new video coming out for some passive money making stock trading in BDO. So that'll be pretty cool. So thanks everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the video, or you want to catch the next one coming up or the next podcast, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Pop a like on that video for you. It helps us out, get some notice. And that'll be it. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.